Hello and aloha to all my friends, to humanity, to people, to those who seek to follow the truth, to the Baha'is. Today time is 11:30 in the night, 6th of July. The attachment to this material life is so big, even for me who absolutely abhors all this attachment. But it's like passing through a mud, passing through dirt, which just they get attached to you all the time. Half my life has to be spent to just keep cleaning myself up from things that I do not want to be around me. But they happen. And they create these intervals and delays in what has to happen. Okay, tonight I'm going to speak about the predictions, about the prophecies, about this power that some of the people show. Even we have heard a lot of predictions from a lot of people that they predict things and it happened. And particularly the prophets of God with their predictions about the events. How is this happening? I've categorized it. Basically, there's three ways that we can look at this. I'm in Canada, so I give the example of the two cities always, Toronto and Vancouver, which takes about 7-8 days to travel, close to 4,000 kilometers from Toronto to Vancouver. Vancouver in east, Toronto is in east, Vancouver is in west, on the Pacific. If somebody wants to travel from Toronto to Vancouver, from point A to B, he has to travel by car about 7 days. If it goes walking, probably months, years. Or by airplane, has to go about 4 or 5 hours. So there's point A and B on a flat line that we have to travel. Now imagine to create a third dimension, let's say point A and B, and you create C on the top, a triangle. And the triangle on the top of this triangle, on the very top, the point C, there's a satellite. One can use that satellite to absolutely zoom on the earth between Toronto and Vancouver and find out exactly where this traveler is going and what are the things that's happening to him. And imagine once he sees these things, he comes down. Once the travelers travel about a couple hours towards Vancouver, he stops his car and says, hello. And he says that, well, I know what's going to happen to you and where you're going. These are the cities that you're going to encounter. These are the events that are in the way. If there is a fire in the way, if the bridge is broken, anything, you can tell him. The person will say that, let's say he doesn't know what satellite is. He would say that then you can predict the future, you can know my future. And as he goes, he finds out totally this information was all correct. So could we call this guy on satellite a prophet? Because he saw what he did? You may. It is a prophecy for him. But is acceptable totally, scientifically, how could this be done? In this prediction system, if you look, The man in the satellite and on the earth, in the car, they're all in both times. They're in the same time. They're living in the same day. He's going on the ground and is looking up. Both of them do not know what happens tomorrow. They do not know. So it's a very logical, scientific guess, but this is knowing and predicting things in time, at the same time, present time, today. This is one way of predictions. Science does that all the time. We can also go to the past. See things in the past that is not known. For example, they say there's a Titan galaxy that is 30 million light years away from us. It's already destroyed, gone, doesn't exist. But we see its light right now. What we see is that Titan galaxy actually does not exist anymore. They say if you go with the past with the speed of light, you can see the past. It's all recorded. In that way, we could find out what happens in the past. That's again is, scientifically is possible. That's also predictions. You could see things that cannot be seen. Know the hidden things. Now, the next one is the difficulty comes. Is that we have to know what happens tomorrow. We have to go to tomorrow. Not to find out what's happened in China right now. You could just make a telephone call and find out sometimes. The events that is totally hidden to you. You would not know. You could know it at the present time or sometimes in the past. Historian can do that. Archaeologists could find the secrets. Later on, physics can totally find out what the past was in science of physics. But how do we know the future? What happens tomorrow? In the Baha'i faith, we have many of these that has happened. Of course, in Christianity has happened, in Islam has happened. Baha'u'llah has been prophesied by Daniel, by in the book of Apocalypse, in the Islam's lot of writings that talks about coming of the Bab and Baha'u'llah. And the Baha'i faith also, there are quite a few of these things. I'm just going to refer to a couple of them because it has happened in our time. It's totally referring to the future. One of them, there's two of them in the Kitab Aqdas. One of them was the German people. Kitab Aqdas has been revealed way before, the First World War and the Second World War and whatnot. But this is about the Germany. It says, "O bank of the Rhine." Banks, the shores of the river Rhine in Germany. "O banks of the Rhine, we have seen you covered with gore, and as much as the sword of retributions were drawn against you, and you shall have another turn. And we hear the lamentations of Berlin, though she be today in conspicuous glory." They say some people that were against the Baha'i faith, they took this prophecy directly to Hitler, Adolf Hitler. They told me Baha'is, there were a lot of them in Stuttgart. That's what they say. They say Hitler, I guess, did not even care to see. But Baha'u'llah predicted this, and it happened, referring both to the Adolf Hitler and previously to Wilhelm. That was in the number 90, verse 19 in Kitab Aqdas. In 93, it's something about Tehran in Iran, and this is also in the book. I'm going to read that one too. Quote, "Ere long will the state of affairs within thee be changed, and the Rhine and the reins of power fall in the hands of the people. Verily, the Lord is the all-knowing. His authority embraceth all things. Rest thou assured in the gracious favor of thy Lord. The eye his loving kindness shall everlastingly be directed towards thee. The day is approaching when thine agitation will have been transmuted into peace and quiet calm. Thus had been decreed in the wondrous books. So, this revolution that happened recently in Iran, Baha'u'llah calls it agitations or disturbance. He says people will rule over you, but it will change. Baha'is are waiting for that. Many of them are around. One of them is in a very nice one. That is in the book called Abdul-Baha in Canada, and has an article on Montreal Daily Star, Saturday, August 31st, 1912. Apostle of the Peace here predicts an appalling war in the old world. So you can see the article. And that newspaper is there. There are many things that, of course, Abdullah said and Baha'u'llah said. But this First World War and the Second World War really happened. There are other problems. After Abdul-Baha goes, of course, Shogi Effendi comes. And he has again predictions about what is happening. And I'm going to continue that to tell you a few other things. So, let's see what this mechanism of this prophecy. Most of the people that I've seen, many people that I talk to, most of the people, I believe, they have had once in their lifetime a dream. They sleep, they have a dream about some event that it took place. They saw it in their visions and dreams. Whether it was a death in the family, it was a huge problem.